Well, you see, I decided on something. I think it was a couple of days ago because lately not, I've been wondering what to talk about each time. So I was like, what should I talk about this time? And last episode, I talked about how I wanted to increase my, you could say, confidence, self-worth, my belief in myself, and so on. It has many names, and what I chose to call it was deep manifestation of status, because that is what I heard in a video Mike Israetel called it, what he would believe what this oomph thing, if you know what I mean. And I want to I want to chase that. I want to practice it so I can have this more sense of status. So I decided to make a series which will be called Journey to Deep Manifestation of Status. Because honestly, that's what I am thinking about and doing and spending a lot of time on. I am working a lot at the moment and have done that since I started this work. And then besides that, I am at the moment at least trying to cultivate how to have more confidence in myself, to just just well-being and confidence and so on and so on. A lot of things that I'm doing besides my work, not a lot of things, but things I'm doing besides my work, when I am thinking about, doing something for myself and trying to grow, it is with this in mind. So I was like, well, let's just make a series about how it's going, where I'm at, what I'm thinking about, and so on, and what I'm doing, trying to achieve this. Because I've been doing some things since last time. Because I just wanted to do something. I will talk about it. So one thing that I did, which I believe is a major change, is that I've talked about before that I've had two playlists that I listen to. One in the morning, one power playlist, and then in the afternoon when I get home from work, I listen to a soft playlist. But I was beginning to not feel well when I listened to the soft playlist. I found out, or I realized that when I listened to it, my mood was worse and I was thinking more and being less able to take action, which is, as I've learned, because my feelings were, you could say, worse, but maybe more interfering with my decision making, or at least feelings are actually what's behind decision making. So I had some feelings that interrupted me to make the decisions that I actually wanted, which is to do the things that I should be doing. And now the sun is shining, which is great. Here in December, maybe I cannot remember if this today or yesterday was the shortest day in Denmark, which means the day where the sun is up the least and the sun is shining. And it did also yesterday, which is amazing. Sorry for that side note, but I realized when I listened to the soft music, as I said, it interfered with the decisions I wanted to actually make and the things I wanted to do. So I switched it out and started listening to more hip hop, because I've started to actually enjoy hip hop quite a lot in my power playlist. So I took some of the artists that I listen to in that power playlist and just, actually, at the moment it's just one. It's Eminem. I'm listening so much to Eminem for the past week. Try to just listen to all of his albums. I'm not done listening to all of his albums, but I've listened to the majority of them. I think that I have found a lot of songs from a lot of his albums. I am currently working with two, which is, I believe they're called Encore and The Eminem Show. And then I believe I have something like 2 or 3 of his albums left. And then I have to find some new artists to look into. But it's so good. I really like it. And it powers me up in the afternoon as well. So not only do I listen to a power playlist in the morning, now I also listen to I've called it evil, the evil playlist that I listen to in the afternoon. And honestly, I feel it works better for me at the moment. At least it works better, because what I believe is going on, it's a lot of motivational music and music to kind of pump you up, I would say. And I've read somewhere that testosterone level increases when you listen to this kind of hype of music and motivational music and sorts. So I would almost believe that it would be the opposite when you listen to soft pop music or singer-songwriter music songs about love and broken hearts and breakups and all that kind of stuff, that it maybe not decreases testosterone, but maybe I think it has a kind of effect on testosterone level. How? I'm not sure. And that's just out of personal experience, how I felt when I've listened to singer-songwriter. What's going on with the light? Whatever, we'll just let it be. So now I listen to hip hop, and I think it's amazing. The songs, it really powers me up, and I think it's really cool. So I will continue doing that for now, and trying to explore some more hip hop. I would like to get more into Jay-Z. I know it's a bit of controversial to mention him at the moment because of the case that's going on over in the US with a rapper. I cannot remember his name. But all that's going on there, where a lot of famous people have been connected to these things, and it's a mess at the moment. But I believe that, of course, people might have done. Yeah, it's a difficult one to talk. I will try and listen to Jay-Z because I think some of his music is really great. It's really cool, and I would like to explore it more. And I hope you're okay with that. If not, who cares? So yeah, that was the music change that I've done for the past week. And then something which I'm really proud of have happened, that I have finished 2 audiobooks since okay, let me try and start again. I have finished 2 audiobooks within a week. I finished Never Finished by David Goggins a week ago, and yesterday I finished Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. And Never Finished, I have listened to in a long time because I have listened, and I have not listened because I've been working, and then I had some spare time and I've been listening, and it has taken a long time. And I finished it last week, and I was like, yes, finally. And then I also mentioned some episodes ago that I was starting a lot of books. And I have finished now Never Split the Difference, which I am very proud of because I rented the audiobook through a library service that I'm available at, where I can rent audiobooks. And I had it, the rent period was borrowed. borrowed it. The period was in 21 days. And when I finished, never finished, then I had 7 days before I had to deliver, never split the difference. And I was like, I want to finish it before this expires. Because I also had the book on PDF, so I could listen to it and I could read it simultaneously, which is the first time I've ever done that, and it was actually really great. I'm available at where I can rent audiobooks, and I had it. The rent period was borrowed. I should say borrowed. The period was in 21 days, and when I finished, never finished, then I had 7 days before I had to deliver, never split the difference. And I was like, I want to finish it before this expires. Because I also had the book on PDF, so I could listen to it and I could read it simultaneously, which is the first time I've ever done that, and it was actually really great. I'm available at where I can rent audiobooks. And I had it. The rent period was borrowed. I should say borrowed it. The period was in 21 days, and when I finished, never finished, then I had 7 days before I had to deliver, never split the difference. And I was like, I want to finish it before this expires. Because I also had the book on PDF, so I could listen to it and I could read it simultaneously, which is the first time I've ever done that, and it was actually really great. For some reason, it worked some wonders for me, and there's something wrong with the cam. I think we're okay. For some reason, it just worked really well with me. And I've read, okay, that was too much. Sorry about that. I just tried to do something about the light better. For some reason, it just was really nice to be reading and listening to it at the same time. And I've read on the internet that it's actually better for your memory, because I've been diving a bit into, is it better for memory to read or to listen to books or things in general? And there was like, it might be the same if you either read or listen to it. But if you combine them, if you do it at the same time, if you read something, if you read a book and listen to it at the same time, it improves how much you remember of it. And it improves, so to say, your memory of it. And I actually think that's true, because I remember quite a lot from the book, even though I sped read it. And that's one of the reasons why I'm very proud of it, because everything didn't go as planned this week. I got more work than I actually had planned for. So I didn't have all the time that I actually thought I had to listen to it. So yesterday I missed, or I had half of the book left. I think I had gone through 45% of the book, and it was about 4 hours left of it. And I worked. I have been working. This is the 7th day that I'm working since I finished Never Finished by David Goggins. And I mean, I cook, I clean, I grocery shop. I do a lot of things besides working out every day, or not every day, but 6 days a week. So yesterday I actually had some time, and I had time to finish it. I didn't finish it yesterday, but I read the majority of the part I was missing. Listened to it, And this morning, before I had to go to work again, I finished it, and I was like, yes, that is so cool. I said something I wanted to do, and I actually thought I wouldn't make it, but I did. And that just felt really great. to accomplish that. I just finished a book, but it was the way it was done that I actually thought that I wouldn't be able to do it. And then I did it. That's great. That feels good. And I'm so proud of myself for finishing it, because I've been so tired the whole week. And I'm also yawning now. Sorry. Now that I'm talking about being tired. But I finished it, and it is really good. And it just made me realize that I need to learn a lot in terms of communication. Because there's some aspects to it. There's the aspect of yourself, your self-worth, how you feel about yourself, and the way you display yourself to the outer world. Because he mentioned a rule, which is called the 7-38-55 rule, which means that when you are talking to someone, what you're trying to say to them, how they receive it, is 7% of the words you say that has an impact. 38% is your tone of voice that has an impact, and the 55% is non-verbal communication, which is body language, facial expressions, and so on. Which I knew that body language means more than words, but I didn't know it was so much. And body language never lies. Body language is your truth teller. It tells you how you feel, and if you're lying or telling the truth. It's just body. You can read so many things from body language because it tells so much. And that means that if you don't like yourself, if you don't feel good about yourself, your body language will tell how you walk, how you stand, and how you just get around in your everyday life. Your body language will tell. And that's why I want to, it's not why, it's one of the reasons, but also, I have too many things to say. I want to have great confidence. I want to increase my confidence, my self-worth, and so on. You know that. Because it will affect my body language, and it will show that I have confidence in myself. But it is also vice versa. If you can somehow make sure that if you can straighten up your back, relaxing your shoulders, and make sure that your body language is sending out a message of confidence, you will also feel more confident. So like the mind and body is connected, confidence and body language is also connected. And you can affect it. How much that was good. And you can affect the one of the other, which is kind of cool. And how I know that is from Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules of Life. I didn't finish it, but I think I got to rule number 6 or something like that. And when I was at it, I was like, I don't listen to this anymore. That's not what I need right now. But the first rule was straighten up and roll back your shoulders, or relax your shoulders, something like that. Where he talked about lobsters, because I don't know, read it. He talked about that it affects confidence and vice versa. That was Chris Voss. I was like, where did I just came from? The rule. So it's about communication is about yourself, and I want to improve myself, confidence, self-esteem. I want to read 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem, which I also have on PDF, which is what I want to read. But I have other books that I've already started that I'm going to read. I am ready to borrow Emotional Intelligence by David Goleman in a couple of days. I think it's 2 days from now. Actually, it might be Christmas Eve, to be honest. This is the 22nd of December, and it might be Christmas Eve that I am able to borrow Emotional Intelligence by David Goleman. I borrowed Social Intelligence and I read a little of it, but it was more specific that I needed it. And I would like to read Emotional Intelligence first before I read Social Intelligence. Also because I borrowed it as an ebook. I'm also borrowing Emotional Intelligence as an ebook. But I know that my mom have social. Why she has that, I have no clue. She's not the type to read those kind of books, but she has it, Social Intelligence, and I will read that. And I have plenty of books to read before I read that. But I hopefully will read it. So I would like to read it at some point. Maybe I should say that. So then I'm also at the middle of, How We Work by Leah Weiss and Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus by John Gray. I've also had a lot of audiobooks that I'm in the midst of. I have finished 1 hour of Brenda Brown, a course she had, the first session, I should call it, out of 6. So there's 5 hours less. I also have that and a lot of other audiobooks that I've started in the past. I'm like, I want to start on so many, and I never finish them. I have to be better than that. And I have finished 2 audiobooks, which is amazing. The last audiobook I finished, or the last book I finished, I should say, was back in the 1st of October, which is 2.5 months ago, which is because I have been working, and I have been busy working. As you know, I have not had much time to do this either. So, or I don't know if you know. If you followed along, you know. Sorry. If you're new, you don't know. Watch the older episodes. Actually, don't watch them. Some of them are not that good. So, I also have besides my bed, I have a little, bed table, I think it's called, where I have the books that I'm of. Actually, usually just one book. There are 3 now. The one from John Gray and Leah Weiss that I just mentioned, and I also placed Dopamine Nation over there because I was a bit in a wandering. I had a wandering one evening, where I was like, I want to watch movies. I want to do some things, not while I'm at home, but when I'm with other people. And I was like, can I do that? Is it that actually what I want, or is it just a feeling that I have right now? So I put that over there, Dopamine Nation, because I would like to read what her take is on, dopamine sources, high dopamine activities, such as watching television, movies, and eating candy and such stuff, and a lot of other video games and such. And I have peeked a bit in the book, and she talks a bit about the balance to not to overconsume, but to have a healthy balance of it. And I don't know if I want nothing at all. I mean, dopamine is a natural hormone in your brain and is released every time you complete an activity. And then it's also released when you have some of these activities that I just mentioned, which is also the base of addiction. These dopamine kicks, these dopamine rushes, that you just want to do what you're addicted to all the time because you get dopamine from it. And I felt that when I had increased my activities of high dopamine release activities, I felt worse for a couple of days, and I didn't want to do a lot of things. And I was like, well, this is actually what is and what I don't want, but is there some kind of balance? So actually, maybe I just shouldn't do it. But I will still read it because I am curious what she talks about when she talks about balance. Because I'm like, you shouldn't do it at all. You are way more disciplined and way more motivated when you don't do all of these things. At least in my opinion, that's what I believe and what I have found to work for me. But I'm going to say it again, I'm still curious because I want to know, because it's a thing that I think, I'm not anymore, but I have thought a lot about it and decided that I don't want to do it. I would like to have her take as a PhD, as a researcher, researcher, PhD, a doctor, I should say. She's a doctor. I like to read from doctors. They're clever people. I also mentioned Think Slow and Fast. That's what it's called. That's another book. Think and Grow Rich. That's a book on money, I think. Thinking Fast and Slow is about psychology. And is he the first? I don't know. But it's about the things that I've talked about earlier, the feeling brain and the rational brain, which Chris Voss also talked about. He talked about it in one of the first chapters, which I also have mentioned, but he also, not Thinking Fast and Slow, but about Daniel Kahneman and about one of the theories that he invented. I think it was called prospect theory, about the human mind. And that was actually about how feelings is the driver of our decision making, because when people get damaged, the section of the brain that controls feelings and are not able to feel, they are not able to make decisions. They can make logical statements and reasonings behind all the things, all kind of things, but they cannot take decisions. They cannot do anything because they're not able to feel. They're just not robots, but it's kind of crazy. And that gets me to why I want to get into emotional intelligence and also communication, because emotional intelligence is the driver of communication, which Chris Voss, in his Never Split the Difference book about negotiation, has opened my eyes towards. And also, communication, negotiation, selling, just when you encounter people, meet people, and talk with people, it's about emotional intelligence, about being emotionally intelligent of yourself, your own feelings, and also being able to set yourself in the place of another, to understand another. That's what he talks about in negotiation. That is actually not about you trying to push your thoughts and belief towards the other person. It's the other way around, that you have to get to know them, know what the other person wants, and try to make that works. I should not say against him, but it's about knowing people. It's about how to read people and to get to know them and to, it is kind of manipulating in some way, actually. But he uses it for good. And that's also what I would do if I am able to learn it. And actually, a lot of the methods, it's just pure communication. Mirroring is one of them. I know that. I've known that because I have been at some point, I was a lot into dating and theories and techniques in that. And mirroring was one of them. To mirror the other person that you were interested in. And he actually says that it happens usually unconscious, which I've also known, because when I heard about it, it was also something unconscious. That in dating, it's a way to see if someone is interested in you, if they mirror you. And here, in negotiation technique, you can use it to your advantage to make people like you more or get more connected to you. When you mirror what they say, they will feel more connected to you. So that means mirroring is a kind of connection with people. It can happen. It usually happens unconsciously because people are not conscious about it. But when you know about it, you can make it work for you as a conscious decision. And there are also a lot of other great. Honestly, read the book. It's amazing. And has made me realize that I want to dig more into communication, emotional intelligence, and so on, because it is so important. It's very important when it comes to just day-to-day life, but also if you want to be good at talking with people and actually getting something out of life. And I'm gonna yawn again. Sorry. I've been working today as well. I work too much. And now it's dark again. A little lighter. I don't know, maybe. And we're half an hour in, honestly. Wow. I'm just babbling as usual. Nothing new there. I don't know if the camera is weird or if it's because I am changing on this. Oh, okay, it's because I'm changing on this. I can see I have to keep it low so that the camera is not weird. It's dark. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do at the moment. I need to get some lights. I say that every time. Not now. At some point. One thing at a time. Right now I am working at the gym where I'm learning a lot about trained humility, communication, and I will try to use some of the negotiation techniques that I've learned. Not only for negotiating, but also just for human connectivity, to connect with others, because that's pretty interesting. And there are a lot of other communication books and leadership books. I mean, just it's so interesting. I don't know where to begin. I mean, leadership, confidence, psychology, emotional intelligence. I feel like all these subjects, all these things ties together and somehow into how you view yourself. When you can become a good leader with good values, I mean, it's about you, how you see yourself, how you want to be seen, and how you want to be in this world. And what I want to be is, I want to be the real deal. I remember when at that time, crown princess of Denmark, now the queen, when she had a birthday, they interviewed one of her old friends or classmates, friends, from Australia. She's from Australia, or she's from Tasmania. And she said, it was not a very long interview, or they have cut it. So it was only, I might not be able to remember, but I remember this very, very clear, that she said, the friend said about the queen, she is the real deal. And when she said that, I immediately agreed. She is the real deal. And what I would like to achieve is that not that I could say about myself, but that I feel as the real deal. And if someone says that I'm the real deal, that would be like spot on. That's what I would like to achieve. And the real deal to me is a person that takes care of himself or herself and take care of other people, not because he wants to gain something of it, but at the essence because he cares about other people, or she cares about other people, and wants to take care of them, to see them win, to see them achieve what they dream of. So, and I also had a comment about this, because I said in a video at some point that you should do things for yourself. And I had a comment which said that doing things for others is one of the most fulfilling things in the world, instead of only doing things for yourself. And I agree with that. I totally agree with that. And I think that you who wrote that comment misunderstood, or maybe I think it was me who was not good enough to communicate what I meant. What I meant was that you should do things for yourself first, because you matters most in the world. You should not do things for yourself or for others for that sake, because others believe you should do it. So in that sense, it is not your own. It comes not from within and out. It comes from outside. It's outside external factors that makes you do things. That's not how you should be working, if you understand what I mean. This is like someone tell you to do something and you actually don't want it, but you do it anyway because you fear the opinion of that person, or the opinion of that person means a lot to you. That's in a state of mind that I believe you should not be in, because you do it even though you don't want to. You shouldn't do it. If you don't want to, don't do it. So you should do things because you want to. You should do things out of a place of abundance. So when you are in a place of abundance, you should do things for others. If you are not in a place of abundance, you should not do things for others. You should do things for yourself first. If you feel scarce of yourself, if you don't have confidence, if you don't believe in yourself, you should work on yourself. Do things for yourself to become more confident, to feel better about yourself. Go to the gym, start eating healthy, do things you actually want to do to improve yourself, to improve your life, get a new haircut, upgrade your style, start working on your looks. It's achievable. It is achievable. And you can do it. And then when you start to become more confident in yourself and feel more kind of a abundance energy, you should do things for others, because in the end, doing things for others, as she wrote, is really, really fulfilling. It might be the most fulfilling thing you can do. You can spend your time on here on earth. So I totally agree with what she wrote. It was just it was just not what I meant at that situation. So I will try to sum it up. If you are in a place of not abundance in yourself, no abundance energy, you should not be doing things for others, because you don't have the energy to do things for others. You just feel worse and worse because you're giving so much of yourself and you don't have that kind of energy to give. So you should work on yourself first. Work on yourself, the things I just said. Work on yourself. And then when you have a abundance energy and abundance mindset, you should do things for others. So it comes from inside and out, and that it doesn't come outside, or that the factors are coming from outside, that you do them from that reason. But it comes because you want to, from your inside out. Then you should do things for others. And that's what I did, to be honest. For the majority of my life, I did not have that abundance energy. I'm talking about now that I would like to increase my confidence. Back in the day, it was worse. It was a lot worse. And I feel more abundance now than I have ever done. And that's why I want to do things for others. But I still want to increase my confidence and my self-worth. And that's going to be a process which is going to keep on going for the rest of my life. I know that, because that's just what it is. I'm not going to go to a place where I'm like, okay, I'm confident enough now. I'm not going to need to work more on that. No, it not goes like that. It's the same with growing as a person. That's going to be for the rest of the life. Just to keep growing and to keep pushing myself and to keep pushing boundaries and to keep helping others and to help as many as possible. Because, as she wrote, it's the most fulfilling thing to do in this world. That's to help others. And I completely agree with that. where did I come from when I talked about this? I think it was that it was about what I want to do. And I want to do things for others. And I mean, I just said it. I want to grow myself. And I've said this before, and now there's something wrong with the network connection again. I think it's okay now. I want to grow, and I want to do things for others. I want to help others. Because it's the most fulfilling thing in the world. And growing is also really, really amazing and fulfilling. And I would like other people to experience that as well. I am not, or I might be, I don't know. That's the thing. That's where my confidence is lacking, that I don't have confidence in myself enough to say that I could help other people. I believe that I could help other people, but I am unsure about if other people would believe me that I could help them. And that's what I need to work with, to be certain of that I can help people, but I can only help them if they believe in me and if they believe that they can change and be helped. And I would like to become better at explaining how I can help people and make people realize how the things that I've changed can help them change as well. Actually, life is a mind game. It's all in here. And I'm pointing to my forehead for those who are just listening. I'm sorry, I forget you guys who are just listening. It happens. I mean, it's just what it is. I completely lost the thread right there. Sorry for the long pause. But I would like to help the people. Right now, I'm pretty fine with what's happening at the moment. I could do more to get faster to helping more people and be better at helping people. I know that. But I don't prioritize it because at the end, I prioritize myself first. What I want to do. And there are things, if I want to live healthy, to prioritize myself and my good well-being, I need to prioritize the things that I do. And this comes in second at the moment. Because I have a lot of things going on right now. And I would like to prioritize this more. You know that. I've said this many times, but I can't at the moment. Because so many things is going on. It's usually work and just things I have to do in my daily life. Making a lot of food. Working out. Yeah. I said at some time, you do have time. You have 1 hour a day. You can do it. I mean, I do have time, but I don't have 1 hour a day. So I'm like, am I doing anything wrong? Or am I just that disciplined to be doing a lot of things that I should be doing? That I don't have time to do this thing? It's kind of weird. But I mean, I'm doing it now, I guess, even though I don't feel like it. But it's been a fine episode. It's been fun. The journey of deep. I cannot even remember what I call it. The journey of a sense of a deep manifestation of status. Why couldn't I remember that? I don't know. Weird. I'm tired, I guess, and hungry. I'm hungry now. And I gotta do grocery shopping, which I don't want to, but I have to. So, it might be time to end this episode. But yeah, to wrap it up, I would like to talk about in future episodes just what I've been up to when it comes down to it. Like an episode of, yeah, this has been my week. This is what have happened since last time. I mean, in terms of growing, not just talking about everything, because to me that would be too boring. But just the things that I've been up to about growing and becoming a better person, a better version of myself. Where was it that I read? That might have been David Goggins Never Finished. That he was like, well, we just have to become better versions of myself. And then I was like, oh my God. I started a business 2 years ago. It actually soon, it's 3 years ago. In January, it's 3 years ago that I started the business. And in Danish, it was called Better Than Yesterday. And it has this centric piece that you should aim to become a better version of yourself. But the way I did it, it was just, I cringe so much of it right now. Which is that is the place you should be. You should cringe of your past self. And I love that. I cringe so much of my past self. I even, when was the last time I cringed? I mean, months ago. Do I cringe of myself once? Maybe not. I've actually been a pretty good place lately in terms of what it has been. I'm still I keep on being at the best place I've ever been. It just keeps stay there because I'm challenging myself. I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to learn. And I learn so much all the time. I train my values, my good values, my honesty and humility. Honesty. I would like to listen to Charlemagne the God, I think it's called. Get honest or die lying. I want to listen to that as well. I had borrowed it. I swapped it out because I was in queue for Will by Will Smith and Mark Manson, and I have that now. Oh, I just realized I am gonna to listen to that. 16 hours. And I have 20 days. Wish me luck. Oh my God. Oh, I have so many books and so many things I do. Maybe I should just focus on the things that I've borrowed from the library. So that would be Will by Will Smith and Mark Manson, and Emotional Intelligence, the book that I'm also going to borrow. Which the Emotional Intelligence is going to be an ebook, and Will is an audiobook. And it would be awesome if I could somehow find a way to read it as well. Maybe I can, maybe not. Going to find out. Do I? Maybe I should. I was just about to check it in the midst of the video. Sorry. Maybe I should just go and check it now because I am curious if I could. Because you can also, at the service that I'm using, the library service, you can both borrow audiobooks and ebooks. But I'm unsure that you can have two open simultaneously. I think you can only have like an audiobook open or a ebook open. So that might not work. But I'm gonna try to see if it works. And to, my hypotheses, will it work, will it not work? And I'm gonna test if it will work. Because that's the only way to find out. There's no way you can just say, well, it doesn't work. Have you tried? No, then you don't know if it's working. That's like also when people say, that's not for me. Well, have you tried? Well, no, but I've heard. Well, then you don't know if it's not for you. If you haven't tried. Oh, I've grown up. I've been not taught, but I've been grown up with the lessons that if you don't want to, you cannot do it. But you don't know if it's not for you if you haven't tried. I feel like that's one of my new mantras, or it has been for the past years since I moved from home, where I have tried so many different things and learned a lot from them. I have, what to say? I've learned a lot. Some things worked well, some things I'm still doing, and some things did not work so well. And I've learned from them. And that's how it should be. You should do things, you should learn from them. Oh my God. I'm just gonna keep doing, keep pushing, keep doing. I feel so motivated right now. Oh my God, and I'm so tired. Sorry for being so loud. Oh man, I think that's a good way to end it up. So I can't believe it's been 50 minutes, just me talking about this. I think this is going to be quite good, quite fun. I'm tensing in my face. So it's going to be interesting. Let's see what will happen until next week. I hope that I will talk about all the books and audiobooks that I've been reading and all the things that I've learned from them. Maybe also some of the things that has happened. You know, it's Christmas in 2 days, and this episode, yeah, I will upload it at Christmas Eve. I don't care, just to keep the schedule. No one will watch it, so what? And then it will also be New Year's Eve, and I thought about my scheduling ahead, and I was like, okay, it might end up that I will record the video on New Year's Eve because I don't have any plans on New Year's Eve. I don't like New Year's Eve. For the past couple of years, I've just liked it less and less. And I was like, I don't want to do anything on New Year's Eve. Well, I'm gonna work. I'm gonna work 29th of December, 30th, 31st, New Year's Eve, and the 1st of January.